Hi everyone, and happy Friday night. As you get ready to kick off the weekend, I want to talk to you a little bit about why less is sometimes more, especially when it comes to scheduling your time, establishing your priorities, and even something as simple as deciding what you want to do for the weekend. How many of you are planning on going out tonight? How many of you are planning on staying in, just relaxing? How many of you are planning on working? Maybe not just tonight, maybe all through the weekend. I know there were many years in my life where I fell in that last category. I would have raised my hand if you said, hey, who's planning on working? I soon found myself overweight, with cholesterol and blood pressure problems at the age of 22, and very unhappy, confused as to why my relationships weren't working, confused as to why I felt anxious all the time. And, the answer was pretty simple. I had a very simple lesson to learn. I needed to learn that less can be more. A lot of times people ask me what I do. They'll go, oh, I know you're a personal trainer, you're a nutrition consultant, you do iridology, but what do you do? In essence, what I do is help calm people down and then give them enough information to reestablish their priorities, hopefully placing their own health and well-being, their physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, a little bit higher up on the table of priorities than maybe they did before they began this, educational and hopefully transformative journey. Why am I harping on this? I'm harping on this because of swine flu, of all things. I've listened to the news all week, I've listened to the radio, seen the papers, and every turn people are talking about swine flu, and they're stressed, and the level of panic is rising, and people don't know what to do, and what do I do? What do I do to protect myself, my loved ones? What do I do to make sure that I don't get sick? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You do less. You do less worrying, you do less stressing, lower your level of anxiety. What you do more of is focusing on you and focusing on the basics of health. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Do you have emotional outlets? Do you have a supportive community? Are you washing your hands? Are you keeping your hands out of, your mouth and your eyes and your neighbor's eye? And are you getting the right nutrition, the right vitamins and minerals to keep you strong? It's all great to go take expensive drugs or, put a bunch of herbs in your system and lock yourself in a home to prevent from getting sick, but a lot of times we can keep ourselves healthy and well by doing less, because when it comes down to it, one of the quickest ways we can destroy our immune system and make ourselves vulnerable to disease and illness is through chronic stress. We're simply not equipped on a physiological level to deal with the amounts of chronic stress that we put ourselves under these days through technology, family demands, work demands. We are literally on all the time, and we're not meant to be that way. And what does chronic stress do to your body? Well, in a nutshell, it provokes an inflammatory response. And a chronic inflammatory response rapidly becomes chronic disease. Chronic disease can take the form of, pain you can't get rid of, obesity, even cancers. All of these are markers of your system being way, way, way out of whack. And before you do anything drastic or, try and add a lot to your routine, your lifestyle, or what you're currently doing to manage your health, I challenge you to start by taking some things away and try and take away the things that are stressors. Now, I realize the few minutes that I've spent here talking to you are not going to be enough grounds for you to, drastically overhaul your lifestyle, and they're not meant to be. Now, the purpose of me speaking with you today, my goal, my intention, is not to necessarily give you specific how-tos about how to, overhaul your own lifestyle, or specific things you need to take away, or, have you sit down with a pad and a pen and go, yeah, these are the stressors that I have to absolutely get rid of right now. That's all work that you have to do, work that we can possibly do together in the future if you need some assistance and guidance. My purpose, my goal in speaking to you here today is to get you thinking. We are all proactive. or hopefully we all are, in some areas certainly more so than others, but we all like to do something, to fix a situation, better our health. And sometimes we don't stop to think that maybe the answer is to do nothing. And as a matter of fact, maybe the problem is that we're doing too much. So my purpose in speaking to you here today is to challenge you on this point. Are you anxious? Are you overtired? Are you grumpy? Are you easily angered? Do you have digestive upset? Do you have trouble sleeping? Are you feeling like your relationships are not as fulfilling as you want them to be? If you answer yes to any of the above, there's a distinct possibility that you're doing too much. If you're having a midlife crisis, if you're feeling like you're about to have a midlife crisis, if you feel like you have greater purposes and goals and vision in this life that you have not fulfilled, chances are you're doing too much. Like I said, I'd be happy to discuss this further, with individuals and answer your specific questions. Shoot me an email, give me a call, we'll talk about it. I have a blog that discusses the idea of vision statements, and, once you've established what it is that you're not doing, or what it is that you're doing that's in the wrong direction, how do we figure out where we do want to go that's the right balance for our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Check it out. You can access it through www.janbowers.com, and drop me a line and let me know what you think. And in the meantime, have a great weekend, and don't forget to take some time off.